Thanks for tuning in to High on Horror. I'm Drew.
And I'm John. This episode and every future episode is dedicated to all the horror hounds and smokers out there who want to expand their knowledge of the genre and have a good time.
Happy New Year to all of you listeners out there. We hope that you had a great holiday season. So we're very much looking forward to 2025 and what it brings us, especially with this being our first episode of this year. So, of course, we have to kick it off with the movie that y'all are talking about right now, the first adult horror movie in a long time, which is, of course, Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. Cannot wait to talk about it. Stick around.
I've waited a long time to see this.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. Stick around today on High on Horror. Interviews, reviews, and the latest news all rolled into one. So I want to start here by talking about some of these awesome 2025 horror movies coming out, but I really think that we should smoke first before we talk about it, so you know what time it is.
Strain Wreck, that segment of our show where we tell you what strain we're getting wrecked on. And I got some peanut butter souffle. I actually got it for $1. I think you might have got the same deal at the dispensary, where they don't even advertise it. They were like, oh, you spent $150. You want an eighth for $1?
You know, it's funny. I went back in my email, and I did have an email that said it. I did. So I just don't usually check them. But yeah, that was a nice surprise.
My order online.
Eighth for $1 from a dispensary, I'll take it.
Which, again, this dispensary, man. So I go there, and usually the lines, they only had the 2 lines.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, the online line is fucking empty. Mm-hmm. And I look over and I'm reading the sign, and I just hear the person right next to me. They go, "You thought that was online, didn't you?" I said, "Yep." They're like, "Nope, this is." It was twice the length of the walk-in line.
Oh shit!
But I will say they did move us. Like I ended up getting up to the end of the walk-in line. But
what time do you usually set your appointments for?
I've tried all different times, man.
Because I'm telling you, the last 2 times I've gone at 10:30 and 11:30, and I've had no line.
See, that's why I started changing times, because it was always like 30-minute wait.
Yeah.
So I started going in the afternoon. This one I was late, and the lady at the desk when I got up there was like, "Oh, you're past your 2-hour online time, so they actually put the order back." And I'm like, "Okay." After I've waited 40 minutes to get in the door, and I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Normally we would tell you to go wait at the end of the walk-in line." I was going to be like, "Bitch, I'm just fucking leaving." But she was like, "But I know you guys have been waiting out there, so I'll let you go on the online one." So then, they put it back because it was more than 2 hours. But, they got to fix Maryland. At least Delaware will be legal soon.
Yeah, true that. But what do we got today? Did you already say?
Yeah, peanut butter souffle.
What do we got today? Did you say? Yeah, peanut butter souffle. We just Dr. Seuss the shit out of that.
Yeah, make that a book. Kid's book. It's a hybrid cannabis strain made from a genetic cross between Do-si-dos and lava cake. Peanut butter souffle has 19% THC, which actually the one I have says 25.65.
Oh, all right. You got the stronger one. Sweet.
I got the extra strong. It makes this strain an ideal choice for experienced cannabis consumers. Leafly customers tell us peanut butter souffle's effects include tingly, euphoric, and giggly. Medical marijuana patients often choose peanut butter souffle when dealing with symptoms associated with stress, depression, and pain. It's bred by a collaboration of Finest and Canorado. It features flavors like nutty, butter, and chestnut. I've never once thought that with any weeds. You know what? This has notes of chestnuts. The dominant
That was good.
The dominant terpene of this strain is mycerin. The average price, we don't care about the average price. It's going to differ where you live. But so going to the reviews, I got 2 right off the bat. Somebody said it was very potent and smells just like peanut butter. See, now this is a run-on sentence. I know they meant to put a period here,
right,
but the way it reads is very potent and smells just like peanut butter shits. Got me sideways. See, you could. I know they meant to put that period after peanut butter and just say shit's got them sideways. But
you knew that
punctuation.
Would make me fucking laugh, too. That's the funny part. I feel like you knew.
And then the other one, I got here, says, very potent. My buddy Bubba smokes this every morning with his cup of coffee. That's an interesting review.
Bubba.
I like it. This other guy, this is what he does.
Yeah, like, so I'm convinced on your opinion of the bud because your buddy Bubba.
Now, listen, you see this thing? I want to show you. I guess maybe it won't be as interesting for our audience. But
Okay.
got this as a Christmas gift. You see where it can hold 2 cones here. Now, there's a grinder on top, and then it filtrates into there.
Oh shit! Okay, I've seen one of those before, like
Now,
on
listen,
Instagram or some shit.
Where would you
TikTok.
put the cone to fill it?
In the middle?
Well, you're smarter than me. I thought it was right here. So I would turn it. I figured you turned it. And I told Nicole, I was like, this thing's broke. I was like, it doesn't work. And then I was like, what's this hole? Maybe you got to push it through the hole and then it goes through. That's just to store your cones. That's all that is. I thought once you turned it, there was like a chamber it went into instead of actually putting it inside of there and filling
No, that's
it.
pretty cool though. So it just
So
rolls
I
your fucking cones
pushed
for
down
you.
in the middle and literally packed the weed in there.
It's cool as shit.
So Nicole had to get some like metal pick because I had just basically pushed all the weed. This fucking weed got me. But I pushed it all the way down, man. Oh.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I'm gonna rip this again.
So yeah, while you start that up, I'm gonna start going over this list that Fangoria's put together of the movies that are coming out this year. I'm just gonna read off a little bit of these movies coming out in 2025 that we know of, thanks to Fangoria.
Yeah, thank you for putting the list together so we don't have to.
Yeah, seriously. And, we don't have the time, obviously, to read off the plots for all of these. So if any of them sound good based on the title, look them up. But we're going to tell you the ones that we're looking forward to the most. We got The Damned coming out January 3rd. The trailer for that looks pretty solid.
Yeah, it came out 2 days ago as we're recording this.
There's The Wolfman by Lee Winnell. I like Lee Winnell, but I don't know about this movie.
Yeah, it was funny because I saw the trailer and I was like, And then I saw Lee Winnell's name, and I was like, maybe. But I feel like it'll be either a streaming or a rental. I don't think
Wolfman? It's supposed to go to theaters.
No, I'm saying for me.
Oh.
It's
yeah.
not high up on my list of things to get to.
Same, yeah. I would agree with that. We have two. Well, by the time it's going to go to rental probably fast, and we're going to get caught up on shit. So by the time we're ready, it'll be out. But the next one we have Screamboat, which is the Mickey Mouse horror movie with David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, is playing the killer Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse. I'm looking forward to this one. There's Crafted. Don't really know too much about that one. Presence. That is the movie I was telling you about with the family being stalked by this ghost, and it's like told from the point of view of the ghost. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think I might have seen it. And the only reason I say that is I see directed by Steven Soderbergh. So I remember seeing that he had a new movie coming out.
There's a Companion coming out January 31st. Dark Match with Chris Jericho coming out January 31st.
Oh, God.
The Dead Thing, February 14th.
Yeah, real quick. I want to go back up to Dark Match.
Yeah.
Real quick. Look at that picture of Chris Jericho. Tell me why he looks like Mickey Rourke from The Wrestler in that photo.
Yeah, with shit on his face, but it's probably blood.
I mean, Mickey Rourke probably has shit on his face. I'm stopped.
The Monkey coming out February 21st. This is Osgood Perkins' new film, the same guy who did Longlegs. Very much looking forward to that one.
The design of the monkey looks good.
Yeah. Vicious coming out February 28th. Sinners, March 7th. The Rule of Jenny Penn, March 7th as well.
Fantastic Fest. Okay.
The Woman in the Yard, March 28th.
That could be. Oh man, there's so much. Of course, it's a Blumhouse film. It sounds like some title they came. Well, obviously they did come up with it, but it just sounds on brand.
Drop, April 11th. Oh shit, okay. Clown in a Cornfield, May 9th. This was a novel that I kept seeing ads for that got rave reviews. I would be interested in checking this movie out, but I want to read the book first.
Okay, and Eli Craig from Tucker and Dale versus Evil's directed it?
Yep.
I want to check that out.
Final Destination Bloodlines,
Oh
May
my
16th. I love the Final Destination movies. I say bring it. I love
Bro,
them.
how many times can people escape death and then death finds them each time?
It's different people, bro. It doesn't matter. Those movies are fun. They're fun
this
thrills.
is probably how I sound to people that hate Friday the 13th, but I'm just like, how many times are we going to do this?
Flowervale Street, May 16th. 28 years later. That's probably that's yours too?
Yeah.
All right, fist bump it.
even though it's not zombies, it's super rabies.
Yeah.
But,
that's my number one
quick,
for sure.
Have you? Yeah, you've seen the trailer. Do you think that's him out in the field with the mask?
No, I think it's that artist and musician, whoever it was that came forward. Yeah, I believe it was that because the dude did look. Dude, I see it.
Although, I mean, it looks like there's a clear one of him later when he just stumbled through the field.
And he looks normal, right?
No, he looked emancipated as fuck.
I don't think I've seen a second picture.
Emancipated.
Megan
Emaciated.
Megan 2.0, June 27th. I'm very much looking forward to that one as well. You love the first.
I
Megan.
did, and I feel like you should just let it go there.
I know what you did last summer reboot,
That's
July 18th.
stupid.
I'm still gonna check. We're gonna check it out. Insidious 6. That fifth one was pretty good, man, but they just keep fucking bringing these. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm getting to a point. It's the last one, and I'm very much looking forward to that too. The Conjuring, last rites, September 5th.
Hold up, it's the last one, bro. We do a horror podcast. It's never the last one.
Well,
it's the last one, so that it makes everybody go, "Oh shit, it's the last one. I should definitely go and see that." And then they're like, "Fuck yeah, we made a ton of money."
I mean, yeah, we've been down this road 100 times, but with this case, supposedly the Conjuring films are done. That's not to say that. I know like Vera Farmiga made a post on Instagram saying like goodbye to Patrick Wilson and all the time that they spent together and blah blah blah. It seems pretty serious. My guess is if we ever do see them again, I bet we probably would in like an Annabelle type of movie or some sort of flashback thing. But as far as Conjuring movies go, I think the Conjuring films are done. But here's your shit right here. Tell me, you're gonna really bitch about another Conjuring movie, motherfucker. Saw 11.
Oh, I went too
September
far.
26th.
I went too far, and I thought you was talking shit on Black Phone too. So I'm like, it's only the second one. Well, but yeah, Saw. Bro, come on. You know, I'd say I'm the bigger Saw fan of the two of us.
Yeah,
not
for
that
sure.
that's saying much, but yeah, they should have stopped a while ago. I'll fucking see it.
Yeah,
I saw 10. I still don't understand. How did all you people like that?
yeah, man.
Like critics liked it, fans liked it. It was ass.
The Black Phone 2, October 17th. So here's the thing. The book never had a sequel, so this is totally made up. I'm unsure of it. I was talking to a friend about this like maybe a week or two ago and how good the first one was. And I was like, did you hear they're doing a second one? And he goes, yeah. And I go, how the fuck are they going to do a sequel to that movie? The grabber, the diddler died. And he goes, guess
Diddler 2.0?
He said, my buddy goes, I guess they're going to find another Black Phone. I just started cracking up. So
I mean, the way I would think you could do it, but it does seem like it doesn't have much information. But I feel like some people would think the story might be too dark, if you could do a story of one of the kids he previously caught.
Yeah, that's
but I
true.
think people might find that too dark because you know the kid's going to die in the end.
Yeah, it's going to be some Jackie Earl Haley shit. Anyway, no.
But yeah, like there doesn't seem to be much information about it. 'Cause it's also not coming out till October.
Yeah, him, September 19th. He's him.
I mean, is this also like the sequel to Her?
Here we
the
go.
Scarlett Johansson?
Here we go. This is one I'm very much looking forward to. The Bride, September 26th. This is Christian Bale playing Frankenstein.
Dude,
and
this
Maggie
image is
Gyllenhaal
weird.
directed and wrote the film. And Jesse Buckley, Penelope Cruz, Peter Skarsgård also star alongside Bale. And it takes place in 1930s Chicago. So...
And he looks like a mobster.
Besides the tattoo across his chest, he looks pretty fucking awesome. It's cool to see Bale put on makeup like that. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, December 5th.
I want to say The Bride, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and is this the first time they've worked together since
The Dark Knight? I believe so, but I
just
haven't followed
rewatched
Bale's
that
career
trilogy
too much recently, so I can't really say.
I just rewatched that trilogy again for no reason.
But then we have to be determined, and I'd have to say that this right here is probably my number 2 after 28 years later, and that would be Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
I thought it was going to be Five
I
Nights
can't
at Freddy's
fucking wait. Here we go. Another one to be determined, release date wise, is Puniverse Monsters Assemble.
That title.
They're doing like an Avengers type of.
Here's your movie.
Scary Movie 6. Okay, I'm down for that. The Strangers Chapter 2. We saw Chapter 1, and that was
It was a little biglet, dude.
The Ugly Stepsister.
I don't think we had high hopes for it anyway.
No, but it could have been better than it was. Ash, March 21st. Now, that under to be determined. They have Ash, March 21st. That's not to be determined. That is a date under it. All right, and that wraps it up. Okay, so what would you say your third one was? So we got 28 years later, and I'm going to say Megan 2.0 and Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. What would you say your other two are?
To be honest, I really want to see Screamboat.
Okay, Screamboat's your number 3. I'm down with that. Let me hit this button real quick. While I do, you can take the lead on this. I wanted to say, before we get into our review of Nosferatu, it's been already said that the Blu-ray and 4K release of Nosferatu is confirmed to have a longer extended cut of the film.
Which this one's already the longest Nosferatu. I mean, there's only 3 of them, but it's already the longest one. It's the longest Orlok.
Oh, it's nice. It's smooth. Yeah, it is the longest, but it's just funny because I'm wondering what he couldn't put on screen or what the studio might have thought that was too much or whatever, or just made the movie too long. Because I'm sure it's stuff that when you and I watch it, we'll probably enjoy. I don't see it being stuff that we're like, no, but the cool thing about the Blu-ray release, I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up in my notes here. The cool thing about the Blu-ray release is that it comes out, I believe it's March 24th. I'm checking right now to confirm my notes. And it's exactly 103 years after the first Nosferatu released. And they're going to have the extended cut on it. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
They're going to throw the original Nosferatu on there? Because I think it's public domain, right?
That would be freaking awesome. But yeah, all right, let's get into our review of Nosferatu. Actually, John, before you get into the plot of the film and we discuss it, I want to drop a little knowledge nugget here for our listeners and you. I don't know if you know this or not. You might have. But Eggers did a Nosferatu stage play at the age of 17, and he played Count Orlok. He said, quote, "Nosferatu is a major part of who I am," end quote, and the stage play made him want to be a director. He saw the first film when he was 9 years old, and his movie adaptation had a couple of failed attempts.
Yeah, I did not know that, but that's kind of funny because you're saying Nosferatu's always been a part of him. I want to say I hope his stage play, they did not go as far as the movie.
I will say that on the image that I saw from the stage play, it's like a reenactment of a scene from the film. It looked really good. He had the bald head and everything.
And actually, after The Witch, he was going to make this his second film because it's always been a passion project. But he actually decided to delay it. Wanted to get more experience because he said of it being a passion project, he wanted to do it right when he did do it.
What a pro instead of jumping into something to get his name out there and then taking a cash cow. That's the pro. What a fucking professional.
Eggers is my guy. He was. What's that mean? He was the best guy around. Anyway, Nosferatu is a 2024 American remake of the German film from 1922 by F.W. Murnau. And actually, I think most of you probably do already know this. But if you didn't, Nosferatu was Dracula. Just they didn't want to pay Bram Stoker's widow what she wanted. So changed it just enough so he couldn't get sued.
Correct.
And the film stars Bill Skarsgård as Nosferatu, Nicholas Hoult, which I think's funny because, I mean, he played Renfield and he was great in that. So now, I mean, how many actors have been in Nosferatu and a Dracula movie?
Yeah. Dracula's bitch twice.
Yeah, different ways.
Yeah.
And Lily Rose Depp, as they played the married Hutter couple, Emma Corrin, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Ineson, who, they talk about great voices in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Morgan Freeman, stuff like that. Ralph Ineson, man, I'd kill to have that dude's voice.
Oh yeah,
He just commands respect when he talks.
Yeah, for sure.
And you always know it's him. Which, I mean, he was in The Witch. I was pointing out Eggers is turning into, like, you know, those Nolan, Carpenter.
His short thing. Yeah, he's
becoming a short thing. Where they're like, hey, we've worked together before. Come join us. I mean, The Lighthouse, Robert Pattinson, and why can't I think
Dafoe.
of him? Well, Willem Dafoe, who's also in Nosferatu as Van Helsing. I mean, wait, we can't call him that. But anyway, they both wrote letters to Eggers after The Witch because they both liked it so much and were like, hey, if you do anything, like, please include me. And then he was like, oh, I wrote The Lighthouse for both of you. And I mean, he's recycling good actors.
I agree.
And Willem,
no doubt.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Oh man, I don't know if I should go off on a tangent real quick. I don't know how true this rumor is, but Nicole showed me something about when Willem Dafoe made Antichrist.
Yeah. That
he was prepared to go full frontal, but they had to make a cast because apparently his dick was too big.
Oh wow!
I was like, even if that's not true, like you could have worse rumors about you.
That's how that ugly motherfucker gets around. He's got a hog.
That's what he's riding instead of the Goblin Gladiator.
Look. As a guy, let's be real, okay? There's always two things, right, that we talk about. Maybe I'm not allowed to say this, but we're an R-rated podcast, so I'm going to. And I hate to interrupt Nosferatu. I'll just put it this. No, I won't go there. Continue.
All right.
Continue.
Right, if you're not familiar with Nosferatu, just to get the plot started here, Thomas Hutter, he's a real estate, well, he's trying to join the real estate agency, and his boss, Herr Knock, basically Redfield, trying to help his boss, Count Orlok, move over to Germany and basically selling out this dude with the hopes of he's going to become a real estate agent in the 1800s. So, basically, just taking it from there, it's pretty much your classic Dracula story, because it is.
Yeah, if you know the story of Dracula, then you know the story of Nosferatu.
But, so, I mean, I guess we can already get into it.
We're not going to do spoilers this episode because it's a fresh movie, right? We haven't talked about this yet, but how do you feel?
I was still going to talk about the end, but...
Okay, so let's do we'll do our little... thingy where
the mustache. I mean, I guess it's a spoiler.
Yeah, let's get into that first.
Dude, I saw this online coming into the movie.
Yeah.
I purposely avoided anything besides, I think, the first trailer.
Right.
And these people were talking like he was going to turn around, he's going to have a fucking Robotnik mustache.
Right.
It's Vlad the Impaler. Vlad Dracula. I mean, it looks... I don't understand people. You can have criticisms of Eggers' movies. A lot of people find them slow.
Right.
But that man understands whatever time period he is working in.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't. That shit made no sense. People were like, "Oh, the whole theater laughed when they saw his mustache." Not one person laughed. But I can tell you what they did laugh about. There was a trailer for. It's not Escape Plan. It's the fucking Marky Mark movie where he's the pilot.
Oh, with his hairline, bro.
Bro, when his hairline showed up, people started dying.
Yeah,
the person I was with, I was like,
so bad. It looks so like shaved. It doesn't look like his real hairline at all. Like it doesn't look a real receding hairline.
So after the trailer ends, the person I'm with,
and they give away the whole plot in the fucking trailer.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, they ruin it. Like the twist is literally found out like 15 seconds into this trailer. And there's a lot of the trailer that I'm like, how's he going to get out of that? Oh, somehow he did. But anyway, like the person I was with, I was like, this movie looks so bad. They're like, his hairline looks so bad. But I kid you not, there was at least 5 or 6 people that when you see his hairline, just fucking lost it.
Right.
Nobody there laughed about a mustache, though.
Well, that's just it, and I agree. Nobody laughed. Well, I only saw it with there was only 5 people when I saw it.
Dude, my theater was packed. I saw it on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
Nice. Well, no, it was only, like I said, 5 people there. Everybody seemed to enjoy it, though, because I looked around for their reactions at the end. But there was no laughs about the mustache. But here's the thing, man. I've showed you before. I have a whole bookshelf full of vampire books and the history of vampires, and not like fictional books, but like actual like historical books and shit like that. And you could say they're made up tales or real tales or whatever. But I've studied vampires before. I used to want to write a vampire book. I know too much shit about vampires, and the truth of the matter is that there's and I totally get what you're saying about Vlad the Impaler and everything, because I said the same thing. But to be like a stickler about it, the truth is that there's nothing ever really to say that Bram Stoker's Dracula was based on Vlad the Impaler. Drac meant demon. So there's a lot of skepticism that he just used Drac because of that and didn't take it from Dracula, because there's this tyrannical chieftain named Abernacht, I believe, and from an Irish folklore. And a lot of people say that Bram Stoker's Dracula was more based on that because this guy drank the blood of his victims. And so a lot of people think that Dracula was based on that instead of Bram Stoker's Dracula. So there's an argument out there that it's like, it's stupid to have the mustache because he's not based on Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's based on something else. And it's like, regardless of that argument, regardless of if it's based on Vlad the Impaler or not.
Yeah, there's a lot of
arguments. The bottom line is that Bram Stoker's novel, regardless of who he based it on, in the novel, Dracula has a fucking mustache. So regardless of, is it based on Vlad the Impaler because Vlad had a mustache or not, it doesn't matter. Dracula in the book had a fucking mustache. So end of argument. It's stupid to argue about it. It goes to show you some ignorance. Robert Eggers stayed true to the book, and
had him speak Dacian.
That's exactly. Yep.
Dude, this man.
You said that better than I was going to say it. I have that in my notes. So yeah.
Dude, that's crazy that they're like, hey, you're going to have to learn this language that nobody nobody speaks anymore.
The language of the ancient Romanians. Yeah.
Yeah, because Eggers said he did a bunch of research, and he was like, he said that vampires would fuck you to death.
Did you know that Bill Skarsgård also actually trained with an opera singer to deepen his voice?
I heard about that.
I honestly, when I saw the movie, I almost thought, I'm like, is that him or did they have somebody do his voice?
I thought
I found out afterwards, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was crazy.
Yeah, the person I was with said they had watched videos before and they said that it was his real voice. I thought they added it.
Yeah, that's
and I'm going to
crazy.
be honest. At first, I heard the voice and I didn't like it. And then it grew on me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it demands respect. Like you said about the other guy's voice, I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head, but at the same time, you hear his voice and you just immediately go, "Oh shit, who's talking?" It just draws your attention.
Yeah, on Deadline, Eggers had been quoted. He started looking at really early vampire accounts, and he said, "You're like, they're not even drinking blood; they're just strangling people, or suffocating people, or fucking them to death." He said, and that was really interesting.
Yeah, and because of with his authenticism and the way that he does his movies, to go off of what you just said, because vampires in ancient folklore looked like corpses, that's part of Count Orlok's look, obviously, but Bill Skarsgård said that he did have to actually lay in a casket with real mice, a bed of real rats on him, and real maggots, because he had to look decrepit. So, of course, you never know when Eggers, with his authenticity, he can't just give you a fake maggot. It's got to be real.
Maybe that's why Willem Dafoe switched, because he was supposed to be Orlok.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard about that.
And he would
have been fucking creepy as fuck looking, dude. Like,
he already creepy.
But he got a hog.
But, Jesus, I lost. Anyway,
You're welcome.
When it first came out, I was super excited about that he was going to be Orlok. And then when he switched it, I was like, man, I'm really disappointed. I feel like Willem Dafoe would be like a perfect Nosferatu. And after watching the movie, I'm like, no, I kind of like it. Bill Skarsgård did a great job, and Willem Dafoe was good as Van Helsing, basically.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I always confuse the names. What was the name of his character? He was Dr.
Who are we talking about?
Willem Dafoe. Oh, Professor Albert Eberhard von Franz.
Yes.
He's Van Helsing.
I was looking his name up right here. You got to it before me, so yeah, it's yeah.
And Ralph Ineson,
Van Helsing.
Dr. Wilhelm Sievers.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed his character.
I agree, for sure. I also, real quick, before you move forward, I just wanted to jump in and say that I really liked how in the 19th century the doctor said that sleepwalkers could see into other realms, and I really like how Edgar's played with that for this movie. That really was what has made his Nosferatu different. He's like, oh, he's playing with like a shadow realm, technically, like not really, but that's awesome. But anyway, sorry to go back into the casting. I thought Willem Dafoe tore it up. He did exactly what I expected him to do. And I thought
he's one of my favorite actors.
And Lily Rose Depp, she deserves an award nomination. I thought she did great.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, that's maybe the role to break her out. Maybe.
And I think the thing is, Nicholas Hoult's never really stood out to me, but in this movie, he really played that old. He really played like an old school dramatic type of performance, like them old school dramatic acting, like from the black and white movies, and it didn't come off as like over the top or too much. It actually played really well. So he really stood out to me in this. He even stood out to me in this. And I think Skarsgård did a career best. I think he's lost in that role. I was looking at him on screen in front of me, and I'm going, where's Bill Skarsgård in that?
Yeah, like, you can see him in Pennywise a little bit.
Exactly, but I mean, he just lost in transformation, lost in voice. There's absolutely no sign of him. So I really appreciated his acting, and he's gonna be one of the biggest horror icons by the time he dies, bro. Like when we're old men, imagine where his career is gonna be.
Yeah, I mean he can do anything he wants, and I mean he's another Edgar's recycle.
Again, yeah.
I still need to see The Northman. That's the only one I haven't seen.
I watched that with Sam. That's probably my least favorite movie of his. Well, no, I still have never rewatched The Witch, and I still stand by. I don't fucking like it. See,
doesn't sound like this.
We're not done. I won't. I guess I'll say it right now. I can find a way to say it right now. I'm just gonna say that the thing that I liked about Nosferatu, and I told you this, is that he had to just give it to you straight, and that's what I really like about it, because in his other movies, The Lighthouse worked for me, but what almost didn't, and what didn't work for me about The Witch, is that I don't like this artsy fartsy, did it or didn't it happen, like, was it a poison apple, or was it this, or was it that, or,
I feel like The Witch was kind of straightforward.
Maybe I need to really rewatch it, but I think that, the fact that he played it straight, I think he did a really good job, and I think that's part of why I like this movie so much.
Yeah, I feel like, to go back to The Witch, just, I don't know, do you remember the end at all?
Where I just remember...
she goes and joins the Covenant at the end.
She joins the Covenant at the end around the fire, and then she's like floating up in the air.
Yeah.
And that's about all I remember, yeah. And I remember Black Phillip being the shit. But besides that goat just being the boss, I don't remember really.
Yeah, he fucked him.
I remember
dragging
my wife and my sister to that movie because of all the hype behind it, and walking away going, "What the fuck was that?" I just think at the time I wanted something. It had all these reviews about being scary, and I just wanted to be scared, which I don't think it's scary. Even if I do eventually like the movie, I still don't think it's scary.
It's creepy.
But I wanted a scary movie, and I just ended up walking. The Witch looked fucking creepy when you do see her real quick, but I wanted a scary movie, and instead I walked away with like a mindfuck movie that I really didn't care to dig into. I was kind of like,
maybe I'm not watching it right, but I feel like for me it's pretty straightforward. There's the Witch. She flicks this curse on the family.
You never heard the whole thing about the apple? There's this whole thing about like when you
hallucinating.
Yeah, like the whole thing's like a hallucination, and like none of it really happened.
See, I took it just straightforward.
So yeah, there's different ways of looking. And that's what I'm saying. Nosferatu was like, nah, it's just a vampire coming for your ass.
Now, Lighthouse, that's even more ambiguous.
But I like the Lighthouse, and the over the topness of the Lighthouse worked.
Dude, that's my favorite Willem Dafoe performance.
I'd still have to say Boondock Saints, but I mean, I do love him. And
dude, he's just. It's almost, to bring it back to Halloween.
Is that my hit?
It is now. To bring it back to Halloween 1978, he gives that Loomis performance. He gives that Donald Pleasance over-the-top performance, but it works.
I've got no issues with Willem Dafoe. I've always liked him. He picks good roles. He's in good movies.
He's, I'm not saying greatest actor. I'm saying favorite actors. He's got to probably be in my top 5 of my favorite actors.
Still played the best Green Goblin.
What's the other choice? James Franco.
So are you Are you cool with me stepping forward a little bit, going off?
Yeah, I don't even remember halfway where we were.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that Edgar's blew me away. I keep saying Edgar's.
We were on
Edgar's.
casting, but this is
Okay.
Yep, so we're good.
Edgar's blew me away. I won't talk about spoilers yet. I'll wait for you, obviously. But like I said again, Edgar's blew me away. The visuals and scenery and authenticity is beautiful. I know that's so overused. That's such an overused word, but I mean, damn, man, that's just, when I look at that, it's beautiful. And he really understands gothic horror. I knew that he'd be the dude for this movie. Even if I thought he'd fuck it up, I knew the visuals wouldn't disappoint, and they don't. Go ahead.
I was going to say just real quick, I've made no bones about it. I'm probably one of Edgar's biggest fanboys.
Yeah.
I would say, I was going to initially say to that, he understands time periods, but I don't even think it's that. He figures out in this case, it was already established, but he knows what he's going to make. He knows what times it's set in, and he just fucking dives headfirst into learning everything about it.
Yes.
So he doesn't necessarily know it, but he does his fucking homework to the fucking nth degree.
He'll have an idea and then just go balls deep into just learning everything. Yeah.
And bring it back to the lighthouse. Dude, at first, I was like, this aspect ratio, I was expecting it almost like Nightmare on Elm Street to kind of open up larger. And I didn't like it. And then I was like, no, this, it's so authentic. It feels like a lost film from the turn of, early turn of the century. It does feel like some film somebody found.
I agree. And I also just wanted to add that I love that it comes off as like a romantic movie, but that's just because of the gothic element of it. I love that it's
a dark romantic movie.
I love that it's not romantic until the end of the movie, no spoiler, when it absolutely needs to be, and it's tragic. And I love that you never feel anything for the monster. He's a real fucking villain. He's a real movie monster. Great use of shadows, like the German expressionism horror, and especially Max Schreck's version of Nosferatu. There's a lot of that in there,
Dude, and the play with the curtains and the shadows.
Dude, yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. That's where you're talking when the curtains blow and you don't see them, and then they come back down.
And you got to see his silhouette.
Beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
But he's not there.
And the color grading is top notch. This is a 4K movie. This is one of the movies that you want to watch on 4K. Smile 2, I love Smile 2. It was a great movie. But if I watch that in 1080p, I don't care. Nosferatu, that's nah, you need fucking 4K with this one.
Did I ever tell you what the first Blu-ray I ever bought was?
No.
There was no reason to buy this on Blu-ray. I had a PS3. Came with the Blu-ray player. It was when the PS3 maybe been out 6 months. So I'm like, I want to get a fucking Blu-ray. There wasn't many Blu-rays out at that time. I went to a Best Buy and I looked at the movies. I ended up buying Superman.
I love it though. I love Superman so much.
But why at that point do you, comparing it now, it would be why would you go out in your first 4K movie you're going to buy, even though it's limited selection? You're I need Superman in 4K.
I agree. And I think that Eggers is no, hold on. Let me go back before I even finish what I was saying about Eggers. I want to up you about Blu-ray. My buddy Brian was making fun of me because we were going through all the movies that I have on Blu-ray when I moved, and he was helping me put my movies in order. And he stopped it. I never considered it. I got it in the $5 bin at Best Buy. So funny you brought Best Buy up, and I'm just doing my thing, we're drunk, we're high, cleaning up, organizing, and my buddy just goes, dude, why the fuck did you buy Sling Blade on Blu-ray? I was like, you got a really good point. I don't know why. That's not really a Blu-ray necessary. I could do a VHS or DVD for that one. I could just do whatever it's streaming on, but yeah, it was that one on Blu-ray.
I had Couples Retreat on Blu-ray.
But that's a good movie too.
I will say though, it does make the Bora Bora ocean scenes look super nice. But other than that, why the fuck do I need that on Blu-ray?
Well, again, I just want to go back now. I wanted to say, I think that this is Edgar's best film because he came at this direct, and he just told a classic vampire tale accurately and authentically. And he did his fucking research down to how long Orlok's sleeves should be. I mean, his overall appearance is intimidating and dark. I love the corpse with a stash look. It was creepy as hell. I'll stop there without doing any spoilers. I'll just say that it was gory, vicious, tragic, and gorgeous. I had a lot. I thought 2024 was a great year for horror movies, And Robert Eggers being the guy that I thought I'd give the only 10 to, I did not expect, but this is my only 10. Out of all the movies I liked, I didn't think any of them reached a 10. Nosferatu is a 10 out of 10 for me. I wouldn't change a frame of it.
I could see making it just a tad bit shorter.
So you're not into like the extended cut of it?
Oh no, I'm still gonna watch it. I'm just saying.
Well, you're gonna watch it, but you
I
don't
don't
think it's necessary.
think it needed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much all my thoughts on it. I mean, casting's great. Would I give it a 10? I don't think it's Eggers' best. I'm still Lighthouse. But like, this man just needs to keep making like. I know maybe The Witch might not be considered horror, but
Yeah.
whatever he's making, just keep making it. But
So what's your rating? What would you rate it?
I'll go like 9.8 out of 10.
Damn, okay, so not a 10, but close enough. All right, so...
But, I mean, that said, I still don't think it's the best Nosferatu. I still like the silent film.
I agree. I would agree.
I would give that a 10 out of 10.
It's still a 10. It's still a 10. I think they're both 10s. I think that...
And I think the
10s in their own
silent
rights.
film aspect makes it even more creepy.
It's just like how the original Hills Have Eyes is like just as good as the remake is just as good. It's like they're both totally different, but they're done so well that like you can appreciate both of them and you can admit they're both masterpieces. There's no way this movie isn't a masterpiece, man. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
And I do think it's the best design of Orlok, but I mean, with the limitations in the 1920s, it would be hard to try to make them look like
I agree.
they did for this film.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to get into, we can get into spoilers.
I was gonna say let's get into spoilers.
I feel like I have more to say about spoilers.
I don't know. We should.
I guess okay. To finish up my rating,
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck is bitching about this movie. I saw somebody I've been reading just a bunch of the comment sections, and the one that I feel like one response nailed it on the head. I kept seeing people saying people were laughing in the movie, like in the theater and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't have that happen.
And they were like, everybody thought it was boring. People left, and they were like, that movie was so slow and boring. And somebody responded, all right, tell me you haven't seen a Robert Eggers film without telling me you haven't seen a Robert Eggers film.
Tell me you don't know the story of Dracula.
This is on brand for Robert Eggers. Like,
you haven't seen Francis Coppola's Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, that's for sure.
But like, this is on brand for Eggers. This is the first Eggers film you end up seeing. His other films, I mean, I can't speak for The Northman, but I think that's more of an epic than what he normally does.
Still mind fuck though, like with like the way that they do rituals and shit back then was pretty cool. The Viking rituals,
but it's pretty much what all his other movies are like. And tempo. It's a lot of people are like, it's slow. It's like, have you ever seen an Eggers movie? It's like,
right.
I feel like that's a problem for a lot of people going in. They might not have seen any of his other films, and they're expecting like an action-packed, like vampire film, maybe like Stakeland or something like that. I mean, probably a lot of people going to see that if never.
I love Stakeland.
I love Stakeland, but I think
the funny thing was, of all the movies that I turned you on to, that was one that that's beat, brother. Sorry, it needs to reload. He's gonna try it anyway.
I got a hit out of it.
Sweet. That was one that you came to me with. You were like, "Yo, have you ever seen Stakeland? That movie's fucking good." I'm like, "I fucking love Stakeland." Like, that was awesome.
I haven't watched
really
the second one. Should I?
It's not as good, but it's good. But nah. That's a nah for me, dog.
Yeah, I just randomly Stakeland one night. I just was like, "This sounds interesting." I was like, "The design of this dude looks cool." But
all right, we rambling here.
Yeah, we can get into spoilers.
Let's see right here, listeners. I'm probably going to be led into some embarrassment, but if our editor and producer, who we love so much, Josh Hensley, if he loved us, he would add like some like spoiler alert or like some alarm noise, to like warn y'all.
He's just going to let it play right through.
He's going to let it play right through. So just tune off if you don't want to hear our thoughts on the spoilers.
Yo, what the fuck's up with the necrophilia?
So I just wanted to say,
the person I went with, he's like, he fucked her, right? I was like, I didn't really catch it at first, and I was like, really? He's like, Yeah, he's like, when he came back in, he was kind of like undressed.
Well,
like, I went, oh,
he,
shit.
he was naked, but he was naked in his tomb. I don't really know if the motherfucker wore clothes under that.
Maybe just
but
cracked one out.
I don't know for sure if they. I did think that a few times that he was humping, but I also thought that when he was drinking Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
I also thought the same thing. So I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny. I do know that the bear didn't fuck Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant, though. That was just an attack scene. That was random. But anyway, no. I would say that in regards to the end of the movie, there's two movies that I've had this reaction to, and this is one of them. This is the other one. I had the other one. I'll tell you in a minute. But my reaction being, when I see the ending of a movie, I'll be like, "Holy shit! Like, be the last shot. This is perfect. Be the last shot. Like, don't go into another shot. Just end. Just stop right fucking here." And it did. And I did one of those, yes, when it ended. I was like, okay, fucking perfect. Like, literally, picture fucking perfect ending. Like, literally ended on the shot. The other movie that happened to, you're going to laugh because it's totally the opposite. There's a lot of people out there that hate this movie, and I don't care. The original Resident Evil, when she walks out into the streets at the end, and like there's all the zombie newspapers everywhere in the world, it's all chaotic, and she just cocks her shotgun to and that Marilyn Manson score kicks on. I just remember thinking, be the last shot. Be the last shot of the movie. Please end here. And it did.
I thought maybe he was going to go with Freddy's head at the end of Freddy versus Jason.
The wing.
His little wing. Yeah, I saw, that's another thing I saw people complain about. Oh, I guess he forgot the sun was coming up. Nah, homie was trying to get his dick wet, and he didn't care.
He was so lost in his love for her and his passion for her, and she knew
that
it.
Pussy dude out.
She knew, and that's what I said went by tragic earlier. Was that she makes a sacrifice, and that's why it's tragic, because she makes the call to do what needs to be done to kill him, and so she has to basically give herself to him, which they spend the whole movie trying to prevent from happening, and that's the only thing essentially that will kill him, though. They're the only way they can find to kill him. And I thought the way he looked at the end, the final shot where he becomes like skeletal, his legs are like a skeleton, I just thought, oh my god, like, just looked so just gothic and dark, man. I loved it.
I heard the other complaint I heard about was like, oh, well, like in Dracula, sunlight doesn't kill him, it just weakens him.
And that's what the fuck happened. And well, it killed him, but he didn't melt. He didn't turn into like a Buffy vampire.
Yeah,
or nothing.
I was expecting him, and I liked that it didn't. We were talking about that after the movie, when we both thought he was going to kind of like, explode. Maybe not explode, but like burst into flames.
He just kind of caught up in age there at the end. His age caught up to him. But the movie was also very gory. It wasn't overly gory. Like, there wasn't blood and unnecessary scenes, but where the blood was necessary, it was necessary. I really also liked
that scene. I feel like they nailed it from the original.
Yeah.
When he cuts his hand, he's just like,
oh yeah. But the other
he's
thing
like,
motherfucker,
you don't need to suck my hand. Nah, I ain't about that zesty stuff.
The other thing that I wanted to say was that damn, you made me fucking lose my train of thought with that one. You got me. Oh yeah, no, I think you got me. I don't know.
You had anything else for spoilers?
I was
spoilers. Most of the audience that complain about this sucks.
Oh, that was it, actually. Yeah, I remember now. I don't recall, because I only saw The Last Voyage of the Demeter one time with you. I don't remember. I have to rewatch that one. But I know that not in like the original Dracula, and I know that not in Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola. I can't really think of any, or even Nosferatu. I can't think of any iteration of the film where the plague rats being on the boat become an epidemic in the village where Dracula. So I really loved that, because that played off to the period piece of the fact that, hey, like, this shit happened back then, and also like, and it happened. Your first thought is, well, that's going to distract from Dracula. People are saying they're getting bit and dying. They're going to think it's the fucking Black Plague, and so it just really kind of was one of those like, damn, what a brilliant play on the time. You know, that I really liked that.
Yeah, I mean, Last Voyage of the Demeter, we don't really get much after he's there.
I don't remember anything about rats, like the boat crashing and rats crawling up onto the shore. And
it was fucking motherfuckers up in Demeter. I mean, that's probably been the last two good vampire movies.
I agree. I feel like Count Orlok would fuck up the vampire bat in Demeter, though.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not.
What if like Orlok could turn into a bat and they just fight as bats like Pokemon?
It just fucking claps him out of the sky with his cane.
They each got like special powers. Like one can send like sonic beams.
But I'm telling you right now, if like a high-end figure company like Blitzway or Iron Studio or Spiral Studio or Hot Toys does like a realistic Count Orlok with like a real hair, real mustache, fur jacket or coat or whatever the fuck you want to call that thing, as walking stick, you know, like even has
Walking stick.
even anatomically correct with his dick out. I think I wouldn't want it, but I think that'd be really fucking cool. That'd be a really cool figure. I'd love to see an action figure version of him. I'm sure we'll get there. Somebody will do it.
I'll buy an Ellen Hunter.
All right, yeah, I think we can wrap this up if you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Thanks to all the horror hounds and smokers out there for tuning in. And if you like this episode, make sure to like and subscribe. High on Horror 420 on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok. I think that's all of them.
I wanted to say Twitter, but I'm like, no, that's X.
It's Twitter, X, whatever. It's still weird to say X.
It is.
Make sure to, if you have any PPA questions, Puff Ask, send them to highonhorror420@gmail.com. Check out our website, highonhorror.com. And next week, we'll bring you Terrifier 3.
About time. Ready to talk about it.
It's been out for a while. We got some thoughts. All right. Catch you later.
See you next week.